I'm like shaking right now. I'm so fucking excited. Oh, what the fuck? That's so. Oh, okay. Fuck. Call Kai right now.
Okay.
Okay. So what I need you to do.
Okay.
Is what I was doing is I just stuck this key and then you it's like a normal car. Okay. So let's go.
I'm gonna need you to make sure I'm doing it right though, okay?
Okay. I mean, if you hear it cranking, that means you're doing it right. Okay, that's correct.
Okay.
So, all right, do it. All right, stop.
What?
We should make sure the car is getting spark.
How do you make sure of that?
I gotta pull the spark plug out
Okay.
and then hold it to ground.
Do you have to do anything?
Yeah, I'll tell you when, okay?
Okay. To turn it?
Yeah, not now.
Okay.
Do we have a fire extinguisher? We should have one ready, just cause like.
I don't know. I thought we did. We have it in the FC. We don't.
Okay. It's okay. We've got a bunch of water. So.
Okay.
All right, crank.
Sure?
Yep. Right, crank. Okay. Doesn't look like we're getting spark yet.
Okay. So it's not gonna run today?
If I can figure out why it's not getting spark, we can get it to run. Oh my god. My car cranks. My car cranks. Why is it not sparking? Oh my god, oh my god. I need to buy more shit for this. It needs to look good too. Why are you not sparking? Okay. Oh, I'm fucking shaking. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay. Okay, so we got it to crank. I tried immediately starting it with starting fluid without fuel just because, like, I'm excited. But the car's not sparking. And if it's not sparking, it won't spark the starting fluid. Spark the sparker. So, I'm shaking. I need to take a minute. I need to step back because I'm way too excited. And when I'm excited, I'll just, like, rush shit and, like, I need to take a step back. This should go back in our car. Oh my god. Okay, so I want to point out that this may have not been the issue at all. What may have been the issue is I'm a dumbass. There was 3 plugs on the positive cable that were unplugged.
Period.
Well, I was looking up pictures of it, and I'm all like, what am I missing? Because what I thought, there's some beauty marks on the fuse box right here, so I thought it's missing a ground, which it still might be missing a ground. But I thought that's why it wasn't starting, so I looked up a picture of it, and I found a picture of the underside of this, which had some connectors, which I had tucked away because I thought they went to something else. But they didn't. They went to that. So I've got it fucking starting now because I got the right ignition switch, which actually was able to plug into the harness. But I didn't bring my tools or anything, or the key for the car, so I just left it out, and we've been turning it manually. And that's been fucking working. It's getting the car to crank. I had it in gear when I first cranked it, and it almost rolled out of the fucking, out of the storage unit. I was like, ah! Because I honestly wasn't expecting it to crank at all. My heart is beating so fucking fast right now. Oh my god, I almost own an FD. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. How's King Julian say it? Or Mort?
I'm not.
How's he say it? Say it.
No, I'm good. I'm so excited.
Oh my god. Oh, it looks like a mess, and there's slight coolant leaking from the thermostat housing. But if it runs and I can limp it to work, which is only, what, 30, 40 minutes away?
Yeah.
Keep an eye on the gauges and stuff and coolant, and I'm not going to have a hood on it, so I'll be able to keep an eye on stuff better. But it's got trans fluid, it's got diff fluid, all the suspension was double checked, it's got oil, it's got coolant, it's got brake fluid, clutch is bled, brakes are bled. So tidy everything up, get the wiring all tidy, limp this bitch to work so I can start doing wiring like for my boost gauge, my boost lines, everything that I need to, because I'd rather run it on no boost to start, because I don't want it to over boost, because unless I can get my boost gauge hooked up here, I'm gonna leave the reference line off, which means there'll be a vacuum leak, but if I can get it running with the vacuum leak, then I can get it running with the vacuum leak. Oh my God. Okay. Should we do nothing else? Should I organize and clean up?
You should.
Okay.
You don't wanna get too ahead of yourself.
Okay.
You want me to call Kai and them to Sona?
Yeah, just tell them I got it cranking with the key, and we're gonna clean up real good and reset so I don't get ahead of myself. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Hi.
Okay. I'm so fucking excited. So we're gonna clean up this whole mess, because last time we left it a mess. So I'm gonna push the car further back, get all this organized into here. There's a few things I want to clean up next time I'm out here. There's a fucking connector stuck under there. There's a lot. There's some stuff that I have to clean up before this car can run. So I'm so excited. I don't know how many times I can say that. So I'm gonna see you guys very shortly. I don't know if we're making it out here tomorrow because it's Mother's Day and she has to spend time with her mother.
Sorry.
Yeah, you better be sorry. But the next time we're out here is what's gonna be the next part of this video. In this video, I don't care if it takes 3 weeks or whatever, you will see it start. So this is gonna be the start of the FD, and you will see it drive. I'm so fucking excited.
Maybe.
Okay, goodbye. Say hello. Okay, so my mirrors used to be red, and no, I already got it going. I got some of this touch-up paint from Paint Scratch in the Montego blue color code, and then I used the Duplicolor sandable primer. Not this stuff. I used that before. I don't know, the primers, I feel like I need to find one that I like better, because it feels like they all burn through real easy. Maybe that's just how they are. And then I got this clear coat because it's the only one that I could find at the auto parts store. I wanted to get a 2K clear, but I can always wet sand and go back over with clear. So this is what I'm gonna be using tomorrow morning. But as for tonight, I did primer, or I already prepped them ahead of time. I did primer, wet sand, and then degrease, and you know, it's not turning out the worst. I would say, me personally, I don't think it's perfect, but I definitely think it could be much worse. I'm making sure I get the bottoms, because that's where I kept going thin on the primer, because I have them hanging from a lift. But I'm working with what I got, and mirrors used to be red and now they're blue, and I think as long as clear comes out good and they're not orange peely, I'm gonna really like it. So I didn't want to show the whole process because I'm not good at this, and I know I will be judged harshly. I'm already judging myself very harshly over the whole job, but I think it's coming out pretty decent with what I started with. So I'm gonna come back after they're cleared and they're on the car, but this is a big thing because the car looks so goofy without mirrors, and it looked goofy as hell with red mirrors. So I'll be back when they're on the car.
Yep, no, yeah. Do you want me to record it sideways?
No.
Okay. Well, here's the engine. Damn it. Okay.
So we need that you can turn it or something.
Oh, okay.
So we need that condenser because timing's all over the place right now. So the condenser is a little black box that comes off of this connector right here, and basically, from my understanding, it is sort of a ground for the igniter and the ignition system. So we got the car running. It was in vertical mode because I'm posting it on other socials. What the fuck? Someone got dirt on my car. No, it's like they fucking kicked it or some shit. It's like that's like a boot print. Well, it's gonna wipe up. So back here, I was doing some testing. So basically, the way this works is the stock fuel system. The stock fuel system runs off something that will be mounted up here. It would be mounted to a big fucking this guy. This 2-prong connector, that would be your, sorry, I was looking if there was fuel. There was no fuel leaking, right, while it was running?
I didn't see anything.
Okay. So that was an issue before. We replaced the spring clamps with these because we were having fuel leaking out up here. I need to double check that my regulator's installed properly because I have it pretty far in there and I don't know how these are supposed to be installed when you don't have a fuel pressure sensor or like a gauge. But they're sold, I've seen them installed just like this. Sorry, back to this. So normally there's a fuel pump resistor here. What's up? Nothing, I'm just happy. I'm so happy. So, as for what I was talking about, there's normally a 2-speed fuel pump resistor here, but they are known to fail. So what I did is I ran a positive from right here. This gains its positive from the battery from here, and then I had to run a wire here to power the fuse box. And that's what made my relays turn on. Before they weren't turning on because I was missing this wire completely. And then this runs all the way to the back of the car to give 12 volts to the relay I wired in, which I used a diagram from the RX-7 Club, which I'll put up on the screen now. This battery bracket's dope. I think it's Garage Alpha that sells them. It basically OEM location, but it's a smaller battery. Don't need more than that. This vacuum line I was really confused about. It was for the fuel pressure regulator, if I didn't already go over that. I just have to double check how that's installed. And then I also ran a new boost reference line into the car and up to my boost gauge, which I'm gonna wire in because I wanna make sure the car's not over boosting. This is the swirl pot, which was a pain to figure out where that mounted. I just put the intakes on and the intercooler and all that stuff because I had no more real reason to have it off because I double checked everything on the engine and that was all good. For future videos, there is a lot more stuff I'm going to be doing in here, but I'm going to leave that to future me to deal with. There is a couple relays. This relay I don't have. I think there's these two I don't have. That one has nothing in it. And then this relay I don't have, which most of those are for AC, lights, and other stuff, but I want to get them all just to be safe. Not to be safe, but to be thorough. And I don't like the look of empty relay boxes. Maybe in the future, if I simplify the wiring, then I can get rid of them. But for now, this fuse was here, and it popped because I thought this needed to be grounded, and when I grounded it, it fucking just blew up the fuse. So I need to get another fuse here, which I think is ABS. So it may not be necessary, but sometimes the systems are intertwined to each other. So I want to be certain. I put fresh oil, new oil filter, fresh coolant, which I need to bleed the cooling system once the car is running properly. Fresh spark plugs, because the car previously had a set of 4 leading spark plugs, but now it's got 2 leading, 2 trailing. The car's running a lot better since last time because I only had 2 gallons of fuel in it and I just put 5. This guy, I forgot that, dumped coolant everywhere, which is why there's water here because I rinsed it all off. And I think that's all the stuff besides the wiring inside, which I'll try to take you around a bit. This seat, I don't know what's going on with my seat, but the positioning is way to the right. Like the steering wheel's not centered with my body. I don't know if it's the brackets I got, I was going to get another set, but they weren't available until recently, and I thought the car was going to be running sooner. So I got a different set. Oh, my mirrors. I'll go over that in a minute. But what's really cool is now... Oh, the battery's not plugged in. But my dash lights up. It's a 70,000 mile dash, which is roughly what I had before. But basically, what I did for wiring was I figured out the way this relay fuse box thing was supposed to mount, and I mounted it with the OEM bracket, and then I put this bracket here for those wires, and I ran them up the carpet, and I just made sure all the grounds were connected and everything else was connected. And I used some online diagrams and everything to help decide which connectors plugged into where. And then I ran the wires as OEM as possible. I've got a ground there, and the wires run up here and then back down through under the trans tunnel. This is what I assume to be all the radio wiring. I've got just the boost line there because I'm not going to trim it till it's in its final location, because this boost gauge is going to go here when this gets fully mounted up here. And then coming over here, see, I ran the wiring on the OEM grommets all the way over to the ECU. There is some wires disconnected on the ECU, which really concerned me, but for now, everything seems to be okay. I mean, the car starts. After I connect the condenser, if it's still not running right, then I'm gonna dive into, you can see down there the danglies, the 1, 2, 3, there's a green one, a white one, and a black one. They're off of the ECU harness, so I don't know what those originally do, if they power an aftermarket system or something. And the way this ECU is mounted right now is just one nut right up there. So this is temporary because I plan on switching to a Pexi Power FC, but this is just to get the car roaming around. So, and then the wires there run up the carpet over here, and there's a ground right there, and then you see the red wire that I have running to my fuel pump relay and back to the fuel pump. So definitely not the I wish I could do it even more properly, but I think for now it's... Why are you staring at me? But I think for what I had and what I have and what I was able to do, I think this car is turning out fucking awesome, and I'm super happy. I got this car for $10,500 because it had no title, but I am going through the whole process of getting the title and registration for it. So $10,500. I'll probably do a cost breakdown later of everything it took to get me where I'm at, and once it's on the road running. So I'm really excited. So this video is going to be going up soon because it's the first start, but I want to go over the mirrors real quick. So when I was towing the car, one of my friends accidentally scratched it, but it's barely noticeable. And on the car, they are a little bit lighter than the car, but not enough to really be anything to complain about, especially painting them in a place where there's a bunch of dust and pollen in the air. They came out really good. So I think when that condenser comes in, if the car runs better, I'm going to align it, I'm going to wash it, and take it on its first drive. So this is where she's at right now, and I'm really happy with it. How do you feel, Ali? Thumbs up. So that was the first start. I'm super excited. There's a lot of stuff to come. We weren't expecting it to start. So do you want to tell the story?
I can say it as you stare. I don't want it to be on me.
Okay.
So basically, what happened is that we were here this morning, and he asked me, he's like, Adley, we're gonna see if the fuel pump works. So we, put the battery in, and we jump started the fuel pump. I sit inside the car. I'm turning the key. I'm just expecting it to crank, and it turns over. And I'm looking back at Arian because you have to give the car a little gas to keep it, alive. And I look back at him with my jaw is on the fucking ground, and he's like, Allie, he's like, fucking put your foot on the gas, and I was just too in shock, so it died. But that's how we figured it out.
Okay. I'm gonna check one more thing. I'm gonna see if when the car starts, if my RPM gauge goes up, because then I'll know that my whole tack is plugged in correctly. But other than that, this is where she's at now. The next couple videos are going to be me getting it ready to drive and be on the road and drift and do the things I want to do with it. So I will see you guys then on whatever's next with this car. It's going to be a bit before I can do the fun stuff, like the stuff I want to do, the motor and the new ECU and stuff. But I think I'll definitely be able to enjoy this car while it's still in the way it's at right now. So I'll see you guys then. If you enjoyed the content or want to see more about this car or have any questions, just let me know and I'll try to answer it in a future video. And I hope you guys are enjoying, because this FD was my dream car and I love the RX-8 to death and I wish I could have kept it, but I do plan on getting another one in the future. And this is what this channel is going to be about mainly, is my FD, her FC, and the rotary cars I like. But I do want to get some more cars, like maybe a Sylvia or a Skyline. Allie wants a Skyline, but this is where we're at now. So I'll see you guys in the next one. So my tack doesn't work for some reason, but my tack doesn't work. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. So we're taking it out on the first test drive, and dummy me, let me go over what I did. So I set fuel pressure, and then I realized that my feed line was a low pressure line, which is why it was bulging. Okay, so I set fuel pressure, but I realized that the regulator doesn't like go higher than OEM. So what I'm guessing is there's also the stock regulator in the rail. But beyond that, I got this, which is my map sensor or boost sensor, and it is integral to the car running correctly. And that wasn't there before, which is why I'm guessing the car was idling really rough and not running really good. But after we did that, we were like, awesome, let it warm up, checked the oil, did everything. Then we took it out on its first test drive, not even 5 miles from work. And then we were on our way back, and I stepped on the gas, and I think that oil fitting line down there decided not to be friends with the other side of it. And then I think it sprayed all the way up here. And I immediately turned the car off and we coasted into this bank. And now we're gonna get a friend to tow us back. But since the last video, I got these 2 relays, that relay, and that relay. So some of my lights work. And but the fuel pump's still not working without doing the things. Doing the plugging in the jumper harness. So we got a few more kinks to work out. I think maybe this oil line might be as simple as tightening it down, topping off the oil, and calling it a day. So we're gonna see what needs to be done. I don't think it's too much. So I'll be back here. We have things to do today, so odds are we're not gonna get to fixing this today, but we definitely will be getting to fixing it Monday morning, so this car can be driven more, right? So there's oil everywhere, which is cool. So.